Hey everybody on Facebook, it's the King of Deals, video number 4. So stay tuned, have all your friends add my page. This week's topic is going to be on bank-owned properties. The last video was on short sales, so hopefully you had a great Halloween and stay tuned for this video.
So the first question I had for you this week was, how does a property become a bank-owned home?
Well, how does a property become a bank-owned? Well, this is the process of how it works, how a property becomes a bank-owned, because in today's market, that's all you really hear is bank-owned properties, what's going on with bank-owned properties, so forth. So how it works is once a seller is behind in their payment for 90 days, they'll get a letter from the trustee. And what happens is they'll have a foreclosed date, which will be 90 days later. So the process is 6 months of not making a payment. The property will go back to the bank at the courthouse step, and if it is not purchased at the time and the day of when it's for sale by an investor for cash, it will be turned over to the bank and will eventually come back on the market as a bank-owned property. So that's the process of how a property becomes a bank-owned.
Now what if I want to purchase one of these bank-owned homes? How does that work?
Well, if you purchase a bank-owned property, again, you have to give me a call if you know any buyers that are looking to purchase a property. Most of the deals today are bank-owned, and what you would do is you'd call me up. I would shoot you over a list of all these properties that actually went back to the bank already, and we would set up a time to view a few of the good deals and put an offer in as you would with a normal property. Since you're not dealing with a regular seller, it would take probably about 3 days or so in order to get a response back from the bank. And then the deal would close 30 days from the time you had an accepted contract from the bank in order to close. So it is sort of the same process, and that's kind of where we're at with that.
So what exactly is the percentage of homes that are bank-owned compared to the percentage of homes that are short sales in the market?
Well, per the different clients I've been dealing with over the past few months, I would say 75% of my deals now are short sales and the other 25% are bank-owned. Last year, it was probably the opposite. There was a lot more bank-owned inventory in the Phoenix market, so it was 75%, I would say, bank-owned last year to 25% short sale. But now the banks do not want to take all the properties back, so they are trying to short sale it. So the inventory in the bank-owned has really slimmed down to probably about 25% of my deals are bank-owned properties. So.
And how long would it take to purchase one of the bank-owned homes?
To purchase a bank-owned property, it is, like I mentioned earlier, you put the offer in as a regular deal, and it would take 30 days. You could close if you have a great lender that you're using. If you don't, I have one that I recommend to do all my deals with. You could close 30 days from the time of contract acceptance to actually close the deal.
That's great. Now, what are the advantages of buying one of the bank-owned homes?
Well, when you buy a bank-owned property, you figure in 2005, 2006, all of the properties were really high in price. So now say you bought a property for $300,000, now it's only worth $150,000. Your neighbor still paid $300,000, and your other neighbor decided to let it go back to the bank, and the bank put it on the market for $150,000. So in order to buy in that neighborhood, you probably can't buy a regular deal for the same as you could buy the bank-owned property, which is at a greatly discount, and a lot of the time you could get one that's in pretty good condition if you work hard enough. So now you know the difference between a bank-owned home and a short sale. Real quick, the bank-owned home, the bank already owns it. You could get a response within 3 days, and you could close in 30 days. A short sale, you're still dealing with the seller. It can take anywhere between 2 and 4 months to close the property. So that's the wrap-up of what is going on in today's market, and get all your friends and family to give me a call if they're interested in purchasing a home, because the deals are amazing right now, and it's really a no-brainer since everything is 50 to 60% off of what it was a few years ago. Otherwise, take care from the KOD.